Good morning, students. Today I am discussing about the chapter 9, Dear Mr. Examiner. I know you must be familiar with the word examiner. Who is the examiner exactly? Examiner is the person who check your answer sheet after examination. Suppose you have given the English examination. If I check your paper, then I am the examiner. Okay. So the student has explained his feeling in the examination hall in this poem. This is a poem written by Gareth Owen, and he was a children's book writer. He was a children's book writer and poet. He was born in Ansdale, Lancashire, England. He taught English and drama at Borsley College. He wrote several poems on children. His poems were published in more than 100 anthologies. Salford Road was his first published collection of poems. His second book, Song of the City, won a Signal Poetry Award. He published 4 volumes of poetry and 4 novels, as well as several books for younger children. He also won the Welsh Academy Spoken Poetry Award and the National Speak a Poem Award. He was actually the poet. Dear Mr. Examiner is an informal letter written by a student in the form of a poem. It is addressed to the examiner. It is a humorous poem written from a child's point of view. It describes a student's thoughts in the examination hall when he or she is unable to write the answers to the questions. Gareth himself suffered from such conditions as described in the poem. While teaching in a school, he found out that none of the poems talked about the ordinary and simple, plain things in life, so he penned his own. So now I am just reading this poem, reciting this poem in this part. After that, I will explain in the second part. So listen it very carefully. Thank you so much for your questions. I have read them all carefully through, but there is not a single one of them that I know the answer to. I have written my name as instructed, put the year, the month and the day, but after I had finished doing that, I had nothing further to say. So I thought I would write a letter fairly informally about what I can see from my desk here and what it's like to be me. Mandy has written 10 pages, but it's probably frightful guff, and Angela Smith is copying the answers of her cuff. Miss Quinlan is marking our homework. The clock keeps ticking away. I suppose for anyone outside, it's just another day. There will be mother going on errands, grandmothers drinking tea, unemployed men doing crosswords or watching Crown Court on TV. The rain has finally stopped here. The sun has started to shine. And in a back garden in Saffron Road, a housewife hangs shirts on the line. A class files past to play tennis. The cathedral clock has just pealed. A moor chugs backwards and forwards up on the hockey field. Miss Quinlan just read what I have written. Her face is an absolute mask. Before she collects the paper in, I have a sort of favor to ask. I thought your questions were lovely. I have only myself to blame. But couldn't you give me some marks for writing the date and my name? This is the poem about the child who doesn't know the answer of a single question in the question paper. Now, when he is not able to write anything, so he has started writing an informal letter to the examiner. So, in this poem, there is the feeling of a child who doesn't know the single answer. He has expressed himself in the form of poem. So now, In the next part, I will explain this poem. By the time you read this poem, recite this poem, learn each and every line of this poem. Thank you.